Hi guys, this is the introductory video for STAT1150, Section 90, Summer 2017 term, where everything begins. Let me back up a little bit. The purpose of this video is to give you an indication of how the class is handled. I mean, we're going to talk about class policies, exams, how your grade is calculated, assignments. It's a very comprehensive and involved video. So. If you're distracted now, you might want to come back and watch it maybe a little later because again, there's going to be a lot going on. And it's 3, 5, 10, whatever weeks from now, you say, "Well, I didn't know we had to do that." I'll just be like, go back and look, watch the first video, which you were required to watch, and I explained it there. So hopefully we don't have that stuff. All right, guys, STAT1150, the Blackboard site that we use. I cleaned this up a little bit just to include these four. I'll talk about some of this stuff in just a second. But where we go to really get most of the resources and videos for the class is go to content. And you'll see that I've already uploaded some things. I've already created a few things. First of all, I've created a folder with class syllabi or class syllabus and introductory video. This is actually where the video is going to be housed that I'm putting up. So that's where you will you'll find it. MyMathLab. I'll talk a little bit about how you get signed up for it. Remind for smartphones. Remind is a kind of a cool program that we can that I can use to send out alerts. Actually, my daughter's volleyball coach used it. And it's kind of cool. You sign up for it. I never see your number. You don't see my number. But it's a good way for me to send out notifications and reminders. And then week one, this is ultimately we'll have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and so on. This is where all the videos are housed. The way I teach an online class is not traditional, I think. I actually teach you. I actually put up videos of pretty much exactly what I would say if we were going face-to-face in a classroom. So, I mean, I literally tell the same stupid stories, the same silly jokes. Use a lot of the same examples. So there's very little different in taking this class from me online versus taking this class from me in a classroom. The only difference is in a classroom we have a set, I think it's about 2 hours, 2 days a week for summer term, that you have to come to a location where I am and listen to my lectures. The way my online class is you get to listen to my lectures just about any time you want. They're going to be uploaded to YouTube. Again, I'll explain all that in just a second, or I'll demonstrate it all in just a second. So, videos are usually posted about noon on Mondays, and you have until the following Monday to watch the videos and submit your assignment, which is through MyMathLab, and again, actually my Stat Lab, but we'll talk about that more. So anyway, let's go ahead and just go through the syllabus and talk about some things there. All right. So I'm going to download this, and then I'm going to access it, and I want to view full screen so you can see as well as I can. And I'm going to make it a little larger so we can all see it. All right, guys, my name is Doug Darbro. I'm not one of these guys that's hung up on the PhD. If you want to call me Dr. Darbro, that's fine. I do not like to be called Mr. Darbro. Doug is fine. Some people call me Triple D, DQ, different things. Dr. Darbro, Dr. D, I've been called it all. Just not Mr. Darbro. That may even be an exam question on the first exam. Office hours, I'll be around Mondays and Tuesdays about all day. So stop by from 10 to 11 or 2 to 3. I created these times because your assignments are due on Monday nights. And again, more about that in just a second. So I wanted to be around in case you had questions. So stop by and see me. I get kind of lonely. Office phone. I'd say the Office phone is probably not the best way to contact me unless you just want to talk to me. And if you want to talk to me, I'll be glad to give you my cell number too, but I'm not going to post it here. But you know, if you think, you know, hey, I'd like to maybe talk about stats, I'll give you my cell phone number too. But the best way to contact me is with my email account. I check that email account, you know, 8-10 times a day, because, you know, it's my job is teaching online courses. My office is hard to find, so it's so hard to find that I decided to put a map on the syllabus. So if you come to the front of Massey, you know that there's two doors, and there's a door down here that you probably or maybe haven't even noticed. Well, my office, you can get there one of two ways. You can go through this first door and go down the hallway, or you can go through this smaller door down here. If you do that, there's going to be a door directly across which goes into the math suites. And if you go in there, my office is the first office on the left. So hopefully this will help you find me if you do come to see me during office hours. Catalog description, that's just a formal presentation about what I'm going to teach you. I'm not going to read you all this stuff. You can read it if you like. GEP requirements. This course fulfills the quantitative reasoning component of the GEP. So one more box you can check off by successfully completing this class. ADA statement, guys, if this applies to you, I will do everything in my power to make sure that you know, the accommodations that you're entitled to by law are provided to you. Now, you know, it's not as I don't know. It's not as big a deal, I guess, as a face-to-face class, especially for some students. But you know, nevertheless, you're entitled to those accommodations. I'll do everything I can to make sure you get those. Computer access. This kind of seems like a kind of a well-duh statement, but I actually had a student about I don't know, probably a couple years ago, that took my online class, and she didn't have a computer, and she didn't have access to the internet, and well, that seems a little goofy to me. But you know, I guess you could go check in every day to a library and use some sort of public internet and computer. So yeah, I guess that would be fine. But you know, regardless, you need to have regular access to a computer, and you must have reliable internet service, some way, somehow. It's kind of the key components of taking a class online. Technology, guys, if you've talked to anyone who's had my class before, I've required R and a graphing calculator. What I'm doing now is, in fact, you guys will be the first section that I've done this with. I'm not going to require either. In fact, we're not even going to use either. StatCrunch is a really cool statistical software package that's included with MyMathLab. Now, let me explain one thing to you about MyMathLab. MyMathLab, MyStatLab, that's all interchangeable. So when I say one, I mean both. So MyStatLab and MyMathLab, I'm saying the same stuff. But anyway, StatCrunch, which I'll show you how to use in a future video, is a statistical software package that kind of reminds me of SPSS a little bit. It's not near as powerful. It doesn't have nearly the complicated features or the complex features. But you know what? For a class like this, it works. It works easy. It's easy to learn. It's easy to teach. It's easy to demonstrate, and you know, it works, and it's free, and it's included. So we're going to do that. We're not going to use R or the graphing calculator for this class, and primarily not purchasing me not requiring you to purchase the graphing calculator is just to save you money. So access to MyStatLab is required. The textbook we use is Essential Statistics by Gould. You don't need to buy the text. The text is included in as an ebook on the MyStatLab, MyMathLab activation. So you don't need that. You don't, unless you just want to go out and spend your money and waste your money actually on a physical textbook. Guys, if you're willing to buy MyStatLab, which you better be because it's required, and if you're willing to watch my videos, which again are required to watch the lectures, you don't need the textbook. I'm going to tell you and I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about statistics at this level. So guys, to get access to MyMathLab, go to www.mymathlab.com. Here in just a few minutes I'm going to show you how to get signed up with MyMathLab. So do that in just a second. Guys, one of the things you're going to need when you get to MyMathLab is a course ID. And my course ID for this is DARBRO 53372. So now this is huge. If you're waiting on financial aid or you don't have the money to get this right off when the semester begins, you have the option of getting a 14-day free trial course access. Now, so you've got an assignment, as I'll get into here in just a second, in 1 week, and you have another one the next week. And a lot of times students will say, well, I didn't have a chance to get to it because I couldn't buy MyMathLab because my financial aid hasn't come in. Guys, that's not an excuse, and you're not going to use that one on me, because there is a 14-day free trial course access option that you can use. And if it comes down to it, you can set up another account, which I could actually merge to where you could get 28 days. Now, I'm not going to let you go beyond 28 days because that's not fair to people who spend a lot of time developing this. But you could get up to 28 free days. So guys, I'm telling you, I'm going to call you out on it. If you come to me and say, well, I couldn't get my assignment in because I couldn't afford MyMathLab, I couldn't pay for it, I'm going to call you out on it. I'm going to say, well, I explained that in the introductory video. You had the 14-day free trial, and you're not going to, or you can submit it, but you'll lose 50% as not meeting the deadline. MyMathLab assignments and due dates. Guys, typically videos and resources will be posted by noon on Tuesdays. Usually, or they're going to be posted earlier. Here are the MyMathLab assignments and their due dates. So you can see that the first week I will post only one video because there's so many other videos with kind of learning how the class operates and how to get MyMathLab and how to do a 14-day free trial course option if needed. I'll talk about a reminder. So anyway, there's a lot just learning how this online class is presented. So I kind of back off a little bit the first week and only teach you some material on what I call data. Well, and again, that'll be posted, it's already posted. So when classes start on May 22nd, this will already be posted. You will have one entire week to watch these videos. So next Monday, May 29th at 11 p.m., this assignment is due. So I provided all the assignment due dates. If you say, well, Dr. Darber, I didn't know that this assignment was due. I'll say, well, I provided that. I don't really know what to tell you. Guys, if your assignment is not submitted on time, there's a 50% penalty. Somebody says, well, I have a vacation on June 26th and there's an assignment due. Well, turn it in early. Or, what I do, I go to Mexico. I love to scuba dive, and I love to go to Mexico, too, because it's just really fun and really pretty. I get up in the morning about 7 if I've got a couple hours work to do. I get up around 7 or 8, go do my work. Then I meet the family around 10 for breakfast, and about 10:45 or 11 we're on the beach. So, and then sometimes at night, I maybe work an hour or two. So I don't have to ruin my whole vacation. It's not a lot, but anyway, you can you can work this out. And and again, just submit it before you leave or submit it early. Tutors, guys, come see me if you're having problems. Also, Jacob Storinsky, who is my graduate assistant, will serve as a supplemental instruction leader for this class. What supplemental instruction leader means, it's just drop-in free tutor sessions. Again, Jacob is a grad assistant of mine, so he has a pretty good understanding of this material. So you can go see him on Mondays from 10 a.m. to noon or 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. This will be held in the Math Lab. So drop-in tutoring, go see him, and he will help you. Guys, tentative schedule. The thing that is hard about taking statistics in the summer is in the summer we have 16, in the fall and spring we have 16 weeks over which time I present the material. Now, 16 weeks, we have 15 weeks of instruction, and then finals week is an additional week, which makes 16 weeks. We don't have the extra week in the summer. We have only 10 weeks. So by the time I build in testing and everything, I have about 8 weeks to present material compared to about 14 and a half to 15 weeks of presenting material the other way. So it's almost in half. So not quite, but almost in half. So every week you get about double the material, so it goes about twice the pace in the summer as this class will go in the fall or the spring. Can you do it? Yeah, you can do it. Sure you can. But you got to be disciplined. You got to just set aside time to just suck it up and watch the videos. Allow time. Don't start at 10:30 on Mondays and think you're going to get your assignments in 30 minutes. You're not. You're probably going to need a couple of hours. So every week you should allow just about 2 to 3 hours to watch videos and a couple of hours to do your assignments. So about 4 to 5 hours a week is what you're going to need to devote to this class. And if you're someone you're sitting there thinking, I'm not going to do that. Well, guys, this is just not going to turn out well for you. This online class works really, really well for certain types of people. And that's people who stay on top of things and don't procrastinate too much, and don't look for a million excuses to get out of your responsibilities. Those people, they love this process. They love this format. But the people who are habitual excuse makers, I mean, this is a nightmare for you guys because you're going to come up with a million excuses. I'm not going to buy them because I'm going to do my part. So guys, just think that through. Again, this isn't for everyone, but there's a whole lot of students that really do like this format. All right, guys, let's talk about exam 1 and 2. You have 2 exams. Now, I'm doing it completely different this summer. I usually require students to come to campus and take their exams in a proctored environment. I'm not doing that this summer. I've set aside 2 days, Wednesday, June the 21st. That's the day you must take exam number 1. So anytime from about 8 a.m. up to about midnight, but you got to be done by midnight on Wednesday, June 21st. What you need to do is to get cleared, you need to send an email to me, and there's my email account. You will get your password, because all the exams will be password protected, and specify a 2-hour time block during which time you will take your exam. So let's say John is in the class and he is a morning person. And he's like, you know what, I want to take my exam from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Wednesday, June 21st. So John is going to sit down and send me an email and say, Dr. Darborough, I want to take my exam from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Make sure you have AMs and PMs so I'll know. I will respond with his password just before the exam is to be taken. And he'll log on and he'll take his exam from wherever. You can take it from Mexico. You can take it from your home. You can come to campus and use a campus computer if needed. But guys, you'll have 2 hours to take your exam. Same thing with this, guys. That should be exam number 2. So let's correct that. So exam number 2 must be taken on Friday, July the 28th. To get cleared to take exam number 2, you're going to do the same thing you did to get cleared for exam number 1. Send me an email, tell me a 2-hour block during which time you want to take your exam. Guys, if you're entitled to, if you have ADA accommodations, you're entitled to, if you are entitled to extra testing time, you probably should take your exam in the Student Success Center so you can get the extra time. The maximum time for unproctored online exams is 2 hours. Guys, if you forget and you say you're one of those people that just, again, this is not right for you because you just don't have the discipline to check your email daily, you don't have the discipline to watch the videos, and you get lost and you miss the exam, guys, you're going to get a 0. If you don't let me know by, if you don't take it by midnight, Wednesday, June 1st, you'll get a 0 on the midterm. Same thing for the final exam, midnight, Friday, July 28th, and you'll get a 0 for exam 2. Zeros don't average very well, so chances are if you just blow an exam, you're just going to be taking it over in the fall. Guys, requirements to be successful in this class: you're going to have to watch videos, lectures 2 to 3 hours per week. You need to submit your assignments on time, and you need to check your email daily and sign up for Remind, the texting program, because that's the way I'll get information out to you guys. Calculating your grade is pretty easy. Exam 1, Exam 2 are 35% each. MyMathLab assignments are 30% each. Now, let me tell you something that's included in these MyMathLab assignments. If you go back up here, you'll see there are 10 of them, so there's 1,000 points. I will embed these sneaky quizzes in the videos. I mean, I'll do things from like, what do you think Dr. Darbrow's 3 favorite hobbies are? I'll come in and start playing some songs, some annoying song, and I'll say, okay, send me your most annoying song. Yeah, I'll do just wacky stuff, kind of randomly throughout these videos, just to see who's watching. These are quizzes. These are kind of like my daily quizzes that I give in my face-to-face classes. And there's probably going to be about 5 of those. They're 25 points each, so there's 125 points that will be included in this. So they're not voluntary. I mean, they are a quiz, and if you don't respond to me by the time the assignment is due, then you don't get to submit that sneaky quiz. All right, guys, grading scale, pretty simple. The great thing about it, if you don't get this first time through, I mean, this video is always going to be accessible. So, if you wonder, what's Dr. Darbrow's grading scale? Well, just download the syllabus or rewatch the video and come to this particular point right here. So, guys, again, let's go through here very quickly. Let's review. I'm a firm believer in review. STAT1150, Section 90, online section. I'm good with anything Doug, Dr. Darbrow. I just don't like Mr. Darbrow. Office hours, contact information, how to find my office. More stuff. Technology, nothing's required. You don't have to buy a graphing calculator. We're not going to use R. But the access to MyStatLab, MyMathLab is required. Don't be pulling it on me that you can't turn in your first 2 assignments because you can't afford MyMathLab. There is a 14-day free trial course access option for you. And if you've got 2 email accounts, you could actually do that twice and get 28 free days. And guys, email accounts are easy to set up. You don't have to use your Shawnee account. You can use a Gmail. You can use a Yahoo. But only 28 days, okay? Assignment dates and the names of the assignments. Penalty if you don't get it turned in correctly. Now, guys, here's a tentative schedule. Exams are taken online. You don't have to come to campus to take the exams. And how to calculate your score, your grade, and a grading scale. All right, gang, let's go back to my to Blackboard and go back to content. So when you go to class syllabus and introductory video, the video that I'm putting up right now, the link to it, which will link you directly to YouTube, will be here when you see this, okay? Let's go back to content. Let's talk about MyMathLab. First of all, if you're confused how to get a temporary access code that I talked about earlier, click this. There's going to be a video right here that I put up through YouTube. Watch the video. It will take you through step by step how to get a temporary access code. To get started with MyMathLab, follow these instructions. Before you begin, you need three things. You need an access code. You can either get that through the bookstore here at Shawnee State, or you can go directly to Pearson and purchase it from there if you have a credit card. It's a little bit cheaper. I think it's about $15 to $20 cheaper if you buy it directly from Pearson. That's up to you. Do whatever you have to do. You need your instructor's course ID. I gave you mine earlier. It's Darbro 53372. And you need a valid email address. Once you get all that, here's the instructions on how to set up MyMathLab. Remind for smartphones. Guys, how to join Remind. Remind, again, is really cool. What you do is, let's see, open. Okay, to go to Remind, if you have a smartphone, you can get push notifications by following these instructions. If you don't have a smartphone, you can get text notifications by following these instructions. Now, if we were in a class, I'd have to, pause and give you guys a chance to write all that down. Guys, all you got to do is pause the video, write it down, or pull out your phone and do it, and then hit play, and I'm going to be here. So, guys, that's all you do there. All right. So let's go back to content, where it all begins. And let's say it's ready to start week 1. So you'll notice week 1, there's only one video. You'll click it. This video is about 42 minutes. I don't use PowerPoint very often. But guys, you'll go through here and watch the video. Don't watch it the way I'm watching it, because if you do, you're going to miss a lot. And once you watch the videos, you're going to go to my Stat Lab. You're going to sign in. You're going to sign in. And you're going to go to your course. You're going to go to assignments. And guys, by the time you get here, there will be assignment number 1. You'll click it and you'll submit the assignments. Guys, you can repeat the questions as many times as you want. There's no limit on the number of times you do the questions. So if you get hung up on a question and you're persistent, if you're persistent, you can just sit there and keep doing it over and over and over until you get it correct. The other place you'll want to go is Gradebook. This will give an update of your current grade. And StatCrunch I talked about. We'll go to the website. And StatCrunch, I'll give you some data and you can open it. And again, I'll show you how to do all this in a future video. But you can upload your data and analyze data using StatCrunch. So, guys, I think that's about all I got on this initial video. The class syllabus, I think everything there is been explained. MyMathLab, you may even have a MyMathLab account. The biggest problem people have who have MyMathLab accounts previously. If they set up a new one, they end up getting confused and they'll log in on a second account and they won't see their course and they'll get all freaked out. So it's really best if you just have one account, and maybe you've got another account from high school or something and you don't remember the password. When you set up the new account, just put it in like notes in your phone or send yourself an email so you'll always know your login information and your password. Because it's frustrating. You got an assignment due at 11 and you decide you're going to procrastinate and you start on at 9 and you can't get in to your account and you're going to email me and say, I can't get in my account because I forgot my password. And I'm going to say, I'm sorry, I don't have passwords. I don't have that kind of clearance at Pearson. You have to call technical support, and then you don't get your assignment in on time. And guys, I'm not going to let you turn it in late, even for that reason. I mean, it's just something that you're expected to do is keep up with your passwords. So just get organized. Write it down. Send an email. I do it all the time. All right. Remind again, guys. That's it. I look forward to a good semester. I love teaching this class. Excuse me. I love teaching it online. One option, I don't know. A lot of students like to do this. Some don't. They think it's a little weird to be Facebook friends with. Well, that's my wife's. That's not my wife. I don't know who that is. Let me. Some people think it's a little weird to be Facebook friends with their stats professor, and that's fine. Whatever you think. But let me show you me in case you see me on campus. That's me and my family. I'm the big ugly one on the left. These are my daughters. This is Sadie. This is Bailey. This is my wife Tanya. That's us on our boat. You can probably tell my daughters are Asian. They're both adopted from China. Anyway, you see me on campus, at least you'll have an indication what I look like. I usually don't on campus, won't wear my hat backwards, but who knows? I may. Never know. All right, gang, that's all I got for you. Add me on Facebook, Twitter if you do that stuff. If not, it's not a big deal. And don't. I tell you what I want to do. I want to throw one of these sneaky quizzes in. So I tell you what I want to do. I want to call this Quiz 0. So Quiz 0, you're going to send an email to me, and you're going to say, Dr. Darbrow, I watched your introductory video, and I understand all the policies in the class syllabus. And this is going to be quiz number 1. It's going to be worth 20 points. If you don't submit it, you get 0 out of 20. If you do submit it, you get the easiest 20 points in the history of statistics classes. So just send me an email and say, hey, I watched your video. I understand how the class is going to be handled or something like that. And you will get 20 out of 20. All right? Guys, I'm done. Take care.